Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hey, if you can, go ahead and subscribe and hit the like button for post notifications. Here's another episode of Crypto Nation Reacts. In this episode, they're saying on the Altcoin Daily, Blackrock, the crypto conspiracies you don't know. So let's see what they're talking about here on this episode. Like I said, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and to support the channel if you can by getting a channel membership. All right, let's see what they're talking about on this episode here.
Blackrock is known for bringing these things to the masses. Is there and are there going to be products where you can get an audience similar to what you've done on the ETF front for public equities?
Or Bitcoin.
Or Bitcoin.
Right.
You won't believe everything happening in crypto markets. Larry Fink, Donald Trump, Kamala Harris, all making big moves towards crypto. Look at this. BlackRock just hit a new record, 11.5 trillion assets under management. There is no global investment and financial services company bigger than BlackRock. Larry Fink celebrates this by going on CNBC and promoting Bitcoin. I can't believe he brought this up himself.
For public equities.
Or Bitcoin.
Or Bitcoin.
Right.
BlackRock is known for bringing these things to the masses. Is there and are there going to be products where obviously you can't offer the daily liquidity, but where you can get an audience similar to what you've done on the ETF front for public equities?
Or Bitcoin.
Or Bitcoin.
Right.
And how is that going to evolve? Because I spent a lot of time here talking about the growth of private credit because it's so important.
So, David, I think it's about creating analytics and data in that sector to help investors understand it so we could compare and contrast public and private. Obviously, through that, we broaden the market, and through broadening the market, we create more liquidity.
Which almost makes it like a public market, though, in a sense.
It should be. I think about it when in my early days before BlackRock, we created the mortgage-backed securities market. Nobody even wanted to see or hear from me, but each day we try to grow and build something that was very illiquid to something that became one of the largest liquid markets in our capital market. I think this is the evolution of the capital markets.
And do you know why Larry Fink is so bullish on Bitcoin? BlackRock is bullish on altcoins and crypto because they believe the world is about to be
Check out these deals of the week at Walgreens.
tokenized.
I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement.
But Larry Fink is bullish on Bitcoin for an entirely different reason. Listen.
I think our deficits are going to hurt us one day. Let's put the perspective now. And at the end of 1999, we had an $8 trillion deficit after 220 years as a country. 8 trillion, and today we're close to $37 trillion. We added close to $29 trillion in 24 years. This is at an unsustainable pace. And if we are going to continue to be doing this, I think we are really mortgaging our future for so many parts of our economy. And how that plays out, it plays out when the financing of this deficit becomes so large it crowds out the private sector. As you know, we then will have elevated interest rates higher than we could actually afford in any one economy. And so I have, in my editorial, in my conversations with both candidates, we need to talk about growth, how to build growth, how to unlock growth.
No wonder BlackRock is buying their own Bitcoin ETF. Larry Fink has discovered the exact same thing Michael Saylor discovered about 2 years ago. Why is Bitcoin such a great long-term store of value? How can we be so sure? Michael Saylor explains this in 2 minutes.
With every other asset on earth, anything else you can own, houses, gold, silver, commodities, stocks, bonds, when the price goes up, the supply increases. If I increase the price of any stock by a factor of 10, the company issues more stock.
Of course.
Bitcoin's the only thing in the world that's inelastic to price. If the price of Bitcoin triples, you can't make any more. If the price goes up by a factor of a million, you can't make any more. How do you save $100,000 for 100 years and give it to your great grandkids? You put it in the US dollar, you use 99% of your economic energy. You put it in gold, gold supply doubles every 30 years. The gold bankers keep inflating the gold. Maybe you lose 90% of your economic energy. But that would be a lucky happenstance because just about every country on earth seized the gold from their citizens in the last 100 years. Everybody, even the US, they take your gold.
Yeah.
So you want to save money for 100 years. You can't do it with currency. You can't do it with gold. Which company is going to be around in 100 years? You want to put $100,000 into real estate in Florida? Can you buy $100,000? Let's say you could. 2% tax, 4% maintenance fee, 4% of $100,000, $4,000 a year. Your money's not going to last 100 years. How do I preserve my property, which is economic energy, which is capital, which is money? How do I preserve that? I need something harder, more durable. I need a steel. I need an economic steel. Steel is concentrated metallic energy. Bitcoin is concentrated digital energy. It's energy in digital form.
Let's talk about the US election. $1 million in XRP has been sent to Kamala Harris.
Super PACs, which are outraising the big banks and oil this cycle, are now starting to warm up to Democratic presidential nominee Kamala Harris. An FEC filing just out this week shows that the Ripple Labs co-founder Chris Larson donated $1 million in the XRP token to the Future Forward Super PAC. Now, that committee is supporting the VP's run for the White House and began accepting donations in digital tokens back in September. All in, Larson has given a total of around $1.9 million to support Harris's campaign.
Do you think Kamala Harris will come out as a big XRP bull like we see Donald Trump coming out in support of Bitcoin and crypto? Donald Trump, of course, says he will create a national Bitcoin stockpile if elected.
It will be the policy of my administration, United States of America, to keep 100% of all the Bitcoin the U.S. government currently holds or acquires into the future. This will serve in effect as the core.
All right, guys, I'm going to have to make a separate video about this. This is something I wanted to bring up. So, one of the co-founder of Ripple, they're actually supporting Kamala Harris over Trump, which I think is kind of strange. I'm going to try to dive a little bit deeper, but they're actually supporting Kamala Harris out of all things. So yeah, I'm gonna try to find out more information about that, why they support Kamala Harris, Ripple. But anyways, let's get right onto it.
Of the strategic national Bitcoin stockpile.
And this is a bipartisan idea, actually, with support from both sides. Even Democratic Congressman from California, Ro Khanna, he supports this.
And we want to make sure that we're leading in the crypto industry and the Bitcoin industry, and that we're doing that here. I also think that we want to make sure that we have the openness to having Bitcoin as part of the Federal Reserve and as a reserve asset because of its potential for appreciation and because of its potential to allow America to set the financial standards.
And why not? Being against crypto is like being against cell phones, right? It would be stupid to be against cell phones.
I don't understand why it's partisan. Being against Bitcoin is like being against cell phones. It's like being against AI. It's like being against laptops. It's a technology. Have thoughtful regulation on the technology, but it's a technology that is appreciated from about $10,000 to $80,000. You have about people like Michael Saylor, who's made billions of dollars on that appreciation. And I don't want all that value and wealth being made outside the United States. I want the United States to be part of that wealth generation and for people who have assets to have that opportunity here and to have those jobs here. And that should be a bipartisan message.
Look, one thing that Larry Fink and Blackrock understand that you don't is that the world is changing in a much greater way than anybody ever talks about. We are becoming more global, more instantaneous, more open, more connected, etc., etc., etc. True wealth generation isn't made in a year or two, but over a multi-year time frame. We saw how the internet and computers totally changed the game. Well, Bitcoin's network effect is growing greater than internet and computers because Bitcoin has the rails of the internet itself to spread like wildfire. By 2025, Bitcoin will be over $100,000 and more people will then realize. So save this video. Come back to this video in 3 months. Of course, anything could happen, but I'm putting my money where Larry Fink and Blackrock are putting their money. We keep you updated on crypto every step of the way. We talk about things the mainstream media will not share with you.
All right, guys, that concludes that episode. But yeah, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button. And currently, right now, we got Bitcoin at it's at currently 62,387. We look like it probably went down a little bit in 1 hour, and we got Ethereum at 2,439. But anyways, I will see you guys in the next one. Have a great weekend. Have a great Friday.